We are back on JRTV for the NASCAR Winston Cup Series 2001 season. After our Easter break, we are back at the Martinsville Speedway for race number 9. It is the Old Dominion 500. I'm Joe Rakowski, back in the booth with me, Trey Bardo. Trey, how was your break? How was Easter?
Joe, I had a great time. I was racing sprint cars.
Oh, okay.
I decided to, I got the opportunity to do it, and I said, I can't let this pass up. I mean, what else do I got to lose? It's not like, I can't risk my racing career in a stock car because I'm not doing it no more. So I said, sure, give me that opportunity. And, Joe, I had a blast.
Sounds like retirement from the car has been a little hard for you. You had to get back into a car?
I was getting the itch.
Yeah. Well,
I was getting the itch.
Do you have any more plans? There's other off weeks throughout the season. You have other plans?
True. I mean, next week we're going to Delaware, so I plan on hitting a couple tracks from around there. It's pretty close to, my home state, Pennsylvania, so I wouldn't mind hitting a couple tracks there. Maybe my hometown track, Lernerville, that'd be a fun place to go to, the Williams Grove as well. And, you know what, Joe? Wherever we're around, I'm going to hit a track there. I even let you try it.
All right. Well, you know what? We'll keep an eye out for that, Trey. We'll see how that goes for you, and, I hope you have fun with it wherever you go next week.
Thank you. Like I said, if you ever want to do it, let me know. I think I got the money to get you a car.
Yeah, well, I'm a commentator, Trey. I don't think it's for me. But, we're here at Martinsville, and this is classic short track racing in the Winston Cup Series, Trey. And we're going to see some beating and banging here today. And this is a racetrack where these cars will run at close speeds all throughout, Trey. The top 18 within a tenth of the pole lap set by Justin Zeidel. That's just how close these guys are on speed here at Martinsville.
I mean, if that says anything, it should be a good race. Close action the entire. Well, hopefully it's close action, not too close though, because Joe, it is Martinsville.
It is, and we could be seeing some incidents throughout the race if these guys get too aggressive. And speaking of drivers that know how to get it done here at Martinsville, two of them start inside the top 5. Brett Sierra and Jay Rando won both the races here last season at Martinsville. Sierra won this race last season. Rando won the last time we were here. Sierra starts in 4th. Rando starts in 5th. We'll see if they can use what they learned last season to get to victory lane again at Martinsville this season. Back behind them in 7th place, Zachary Fitzwater Sr. And Trey, drivers have said over the years that Martinsville is maybe the most road course like oval on the circuit with how heavy you have to get under braking, and you can really make up spots under braking. Well, two road course veterans, Fitzwater and Kennington, they qualified 7th for Fitzwater and 11th for Kennington. I think that just shows that what those drivers have said about this being a road course type oval, it means something.
Yeah, they also might be a little bit more comfortable on the braking, so we might see them make some dive bombs here, and it wouldn't be out of the ordinary to see it here at this track as well. So I can't wait to see if these guys can fight their way up to the front here.
Points leader Chris Jericho starting to the outside. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. in the 8th place for Jericho. Won the last time we were out at Atlanta. Extended the points lead to 129 points. He was the 8th winner of the season, so he has nearly a full race points lead over 2nd place Brett Sierra. So Jericho here trying to even extend that further out. And 3 of the Roush cars start inside the top 10. Once again, carrying the speed they've had throughout the season with Matthew Burnett in 2nd, Jordan Stout starting in 6th, and Zachary DeLello back in 10th. Their other teammate Keyshawn Murchison also starting inside the top 20 in the 16th position. We'll see how those 4 Roush cars do. They're all starting on the outside, but we've seen that they've had speed throughout this season. It is a cloudy, overcast day here at the Martinsville Speedway. 66 degrees, so the coldest day for racing we've had in a while, and 10 miles an hour for the wind in the east direction. Hopefully we don't see that come into too much of a play throughout the race, and only a 10% chance of rain. There are some scattered showers to the north of the track. We expect everything to be just fine to continue on here in Martinsville, located in Ridgeway, Virginia. 0.526 miles in length, the shortest track we go to in the Winston Cup Series. Only 12 degrees of banking in the corners. Drivers will tell you it feels like a whole lot less. No banking on the straightaways. The track built in 1947. First race run in 1981. It's been on the schedule all throughout the Winston Cup Series. And the past 5 winners at Martinsville, Trey, you did it back in the second race in 1998. Trey Rainey swept here in 1999. And obviously the 2 winners here last season, Brett Sierra and Jay Rando. It's a 100-lap race. The field window 60 to 70 laps, then go past the midway point. We'll see if anyone tries to undercut, risk losing some laps, but get the tires on earlier, get some fresh grip, and see if they can try and make spots up. But Trey, this is a great crown for Martinsville, and for good reason. This track went from 2 races in a season down to 1 race this season. Chelsea won, and Trey, these fans have packed the stands.
Joe, I feel like this is the type of track to where if you got some anger with other drivers, it's a place to get rid of it. This is one of the heaviest braking tracks we have, if not the heaviest braking track, so therefore, you can make up some time without the little bit less braking, and You might even be able to use another car as a brake.
Yeah, and that sounds exciting, Trey. And I'm ready to get going. I think NASCAR's ready to get going as well. We're going down tracks time for the command to fire the engines up for the Old Dominion 500 at the Martinsville Speedway.
Drivers, start your engines.
"42 cars are rolling here at the Martinsville Speedway. It's going to be a very quick pace lap here, Trey. As these 42 cars get going, they can see the drivers at the back of the field that failed, like the 1 and the 93. And we'll have to see how this race goes here at the Martinsville Speedway. Look to the man starting in second place, Matthew Burnett. Trey, the only Roush car not to win so far this season. Look at get done from that second place here at Martinsville. Eli Bright's never won in the Winston Cup Series. Third for him at the start. We'll see how he goes. And Justin Seidel, the pole sitter, will lead us to the green flag for 100 laps at Martinsville. 24-17 are the front row. 100 laps about to get underway. Green flag in the air, and the 24 rockets off into the lead.
I think he caught the field sleeping there, Joe. I mean, he's already out to 2 car lengths.
He is. Eli Bright will move up to second on the inside. See, most of the field kind of scattered out there. Very spread out restart. Burnett's going to get in line in third. Rando on the inside for fourth on Brett Zera. And Fitzwater looks to get inside the top 5 as Justin Seidel leads the first lap for pole position here at Martinsville. Fitzwater and Zera the first battle for 5th place.
Now, if you're on this outside here, you really want to get down. I mean, look at this. There's just a bunch of people.
Oh, no! Mitch Corbett spins Jordan Stout around. Stout luckily keeps it down low, and so far, no contact until Haas hit him. Oh, he's going to get up into the 1.
Oh, no!
And you know what? That is insult to injury if you're a Haas and Hernandez, because they both failed inspection. Now they're both involved in a crash, which really... it was not any of their doing, especially for Hernandez, who just got taken out.
I don't even think NASCAR called a caution by the time that the 93 made contact with the 6.
Oh!
And there's still tempers going on?
I don't know if this is something that's been brewing between Stout and Hernandez for this season, but
93 stopped. Oh, yeah, he's done.
Yeah, I think that car let go, and in fact, I think they're trying to sort this out here. They're trying to, it's a short track, and everyone's, got back to the yellow flag in such a close manner. They're trying to sort it back out, and I think they're doing a good job of it right now.
Oh, never mind, he's good.
Yeah, he got back going, but looks like maybe you just wanted to stay away from this madness that's happening up here, Trey.
I wouldn't blame him. I mean, we got a car driving on the grass.
Oh, no.
He's still waiting to figure out his spot here.
Did he get stuck on the curb, Trey?
Oh, no, he's good now. Keegan helped him out.
Keegan helped him. This is chaos, Trey.
Well, it is. Like you said, it's a pretty small track, so there's not a lot of room to negotiate here.
Yeah, well, let's go see what happened. Yellow flag is out for the first time today at Martinsville. Jordan Stout takes a spin off the front bumper of Mitch Corbett. Here we go, Trey, racing off into turn number 1. This is on lap number 2. Mitch Corbett up behind the 6 of Jordan Stout as they race into turn 1. The 6 trying to outbrake the 25 to get to the inside. Mitch Corbett also trying to get back into the gas sooner than possibly possible, trying to make this pass work. And right here, he's going to get right into the core panel of the 6, and he's just going to nudge him around.
Yeah, I mean, not really. I mean, it kind of just explains itself, doesn't it? I mean, there's not really. I mean, watch it. Look at the pace car. Oh, there it is out. So the caution did get called for it, and yet I don't know. That's a weird. I mean, look how much time those guys have in the back there to avoid him, and I don't know.
Yeah, so Stout is getting back going right here, and Jack Haas kind of turns into him.
Yeah, he pulled out. And maybe miscommunication.
Poor old Anthony Hernandez was just minding his own business, and then Stout is gonna wipe him out.
I don't know if he was trying to get control of the 6. I mean, he did get a pretty hard shunt from the 93, but that looked like more than enough. My personal, experience with the car, that's more than enough space to slow it down. So I don't know what Stout was doing in the 6 there, trying to take out the 1 for some reason.
Yeah, that was interesting for sure. Obviously, poor Hernandez, who was set to start inside the top 12 until he failed inspection, and then obviously Jack Haas, who also failed inspection. They're both involved, and Haas looks like he's gonna be done for the day. Let's take a look at this wreck in full speed because there's a lot more to go over, Trey. So Trey, here's another look at it. 3 wide off the corner, the 6-6 barely into the 6, but never lets off and spins him around.
Joe, I'm trying to think of a way out for the 6 car, but do you think maybe something with the brakes could have happened there after that impact? I mean, it was a hard hit, but I really can't think of any other way that incident right there could have happened.
Yeah, I have no clue, and obviously the only one that really knows is Jordan Stout. But then under the yellow, Evans and Yepez is going to basically dump Evans up into Clifton and some others, and then behind, even Keegan Thompson and Roger Crown Jr. get into it.
Yeah, watch. Keegan's just going to... He turns right up into him.
It gets Benny Lynn. The 6 runs into the 1 a few more times, but the 43 and the 5 is not done. I'm pretty sure they're trying to figure out their spots where everyone's supposed to be. See, they're stopping right here because they're letting drivers go, and I'm sure NASCAR's yelling in, to the spotters' ears, saying, "Yo, get into your spots." See,
Keegan's backing up.
Yeah, Keegan's backing up. The 43, I don't know if he was maybe trying to show his displeasure with Keegan, and maybe stopped here waiting for him.
He might have, because I don't think that's high enough to get beached.
Yeah, and it looks like he slammed on the brakes, and then right here, Keegan is coming in.
Hey, Keegan's kind of debating what he wants to do, and they just gave him a little nudge. I don't wonder what's going on with those two.
I don't know. I mean, they're normally at separate ends of the pack, so you can't.
Tempers,
yeah,
Joe.
This is interesting between Keegan Thompson and Roger Crown Jr. The 1 in the 6 have tempers, third one the 4 have tempers, and we're only 2 green flag laps in at Martinsville. Coming for our first restart of the day on lap number 8 here in the Old Dominion 500 at Martinsville. 93 Jack Haas, the only one out after that. The 6 will line up right near each other. Trey, the 3rd one, the 4 are going to be near each other. The 5 and the 43 are separated by a few cars, but watch for some tempers throughout the pack if things get interesting around mid-pack. Justin Zidell leads in the 24 from pole. Eli Bright started 30th and 2nd. From 2nd place, Matthew Burnett is now 3rd. Brando, last season's winner here, is 4th, and Zach Fitzwater Sr. up inside the top 5. First restart of the day, 24 Zidell on the gas. We're back going the front 3 getaway. Burnett with a nice restart in 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of looked like he wanted to pass, Eli Bright there, but couldn't. Look at Fitzy using that road course experience to his advantage.
Yeah, we talked about, trying to outbreak other drivers. Well, Fitzwater is doing it right now. Down to the inside for 4th place on Jay Brando, trying to take it. Meanwhile, the front 2 in the championship go at it. Jericho now to the inside of Brett Sierra. Jericho started on the outside, but now getting by the 25 in turns 1 and 2.
This is going to hurt Brett Sierra right here, watching the points leader go past you, and got a real big gap on him real quickly here. It's gotta either light something up in Brett, or it just kind of goes with the dang, I can't believe he's already faster than us.
Yeah, Chris Jericho, he's shown no signs of slowing down so far this season. I mean, we're 8 races in. His lowest finish is 12th. He's finished top 10 in 7 of the 8 races. So he's knowing how to get it done so far this season. Looks like he's gaining now into the 22 Jay Rando. He wants to break his way up inside the top 5. Maybe go for back-to-back wins to be the first driver to win multiple races so far this season. He's the only driver in the top 6 that has won a race this season.
He's just having the great... Joe, we don't want to jinx him, of course. We don't want to jinx a driver. We tend to do that quite a bit. But, he's having a great start to his season so far. He just has to hope and pray that it goes throughout the rest of the season like this.
Yeah, he can't be peaking too soon for sure, but if he can keep it going like this, keep averaging inside the top 10 in terms of finishes, he'll be red hot for the championship once we get later on in the season. Justin Zidell continues to lead in that number 24. Eli Bright trying to stay with him in second, but is losing some ground. Matthew Burnett's actually losing ground to Eli, and Fitzwater's gaining on him, so once again, that road course experience paying off for Fitzwater, also paying off for Ronald Kennington, who brings that single-car Jasper team up inside the top 10, currently in 9th place, so a good run there for another road course ace.
He's got the 97 all over him here. Just can't let a small slip-up happen, because once that slip-up happens and 97 can dive underneath him, that's almost a guaranteed spot loss.
Yeah, especially in the corners here, you don't want to bend the outside. It's all about getting down to the inside. That's where all the rubber's built up. That's where all the grip is. And right now, Kennington's doing a good job not putting a wheel wrong. But as you mentioned, if he slips up even half a lane, the 97 will force his way in and make that spot his.
He's peaking, but it's not going to quite get there just yet. Still surging or anything. He might be just going to be saving his stuff up here a little bit just to, have it later on.
It could be, and also gaining back on them. Lathan Strickland, who started also on the outside lane. He's currently up to 11th place, so he's done a good job gaining. DeLello's looking on Kennington. I think he's trying to give him the bump, Trey.
I think there was a little bit of a tap there, but it kind of hurt the 97. Look, he lost more ground than he gained.
Do you think that maybe he didn't mean to? Maybe the 77 just a little bit slower through the middle of the corner. DeLello wanted to back up for maybe spinning the 77 around?
It definitely could have been. These guys might have different, braking and entry points and what's the apexes? That's what I'm looking for. That's what they might have different. Some drivers like the diamond in the corner. The other ones like to stay right on the bottom here. Right here is a little bit of a diamond, but it might hurt him actually and now he's going to get the run off top. That's the good thing about the diamonding the corner.
Yeah, you get the run off. Lathan could not get back into the gas because he's still turning the wheel off the corner, so he's going to spin the tires. He wants to try and make sure that doesn't happen, and Lathan had to just get slowly back to the gas. DeLello could jam the gas off the corner and keep that top 10 spot for now. Also moving up nicely, Nathan Baird in that number 60 car. He's currently down last in points trades. This is only his 5th race of the season of 9 races. So Nathan Baird has had a dismal qualifying, efforts throughout this season. He's not made many races, but here in this one, he's currently inside the top 15 and trying to perform well in that number 60.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely doing a great job right now. He's got plenty of time to make up more laps here. And, or laps, yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. More positions, Joe, is what I meant to say.
Yeah, I was about to say, he's not any laps down yet, Trey, and hopefully he doesn't fall any laps down.
No, that would, I would feel bad now if that would be the case.
Back up to the front, still stabilizing with the 24 out in front, the 8 in second, the 17, the 2 running all inside the top 4. Then Jay Rando in 5th right now. He's fending off Chris Jericho in a good way right now. But I think these drivers up at the front maybe just trying to log some laps here, get to where we're within a pit window, and then come down pit road and maybe try undercut a driver in front, right? That's going to be the key here. Who pits sooner and who pits later? Because I feel like the person who pits sooner, they might be at a benefit, assuming pit road is not jammed at that point.
Yeah, that is. What is the? Do you know the pit window off the top of your head?
60 to 70 laps, Trey.
Oh, so we got plenty of time.
We got a lot. We got 40, at least 40 laps, maybe even 50 laps until we get to that point.
But yeah, I mean, the undercut's going to be a big issue here. It could be a good thing or a bad thing, like you said. And I don't know where I would want to play at this track with the undercut.
Yeah, this is one of those tracks where the risk versus reward, it is high because you could risk it and pit sooner and get those tires and gain tenths, maybe even a second every lap that you're out there in the fresher tires. But the disadvantage, Trey, you could fall 2, even 3 laps down doing that undercut to the race leader. Yellow coming out, you'd be out of the running of the race.
And speaking of the yellow coming out during pit stops, this pit exit here is going to be one tricky situation to handle, because if you have cars it's either single file or too wide and you're coming out of those pits and you misjudge that braking zone, that could spell disaster.
It could. You're coming up onto a straightaway, you're trying to get up to speed as quick as possible, you're on cold tires, you could easily miss the corner and get up into some other drivers. And another factor, lap traffic is going to come into play for the leaders if this race stays clean. Jordan Stow's at the back. Mathis Wells, who had a dismal qualifying results back here. Justin Atkins is back here. These are not slow cars, Trey. So when Zidell catches these guys, it's going to be hard for him to get by. And oh, by the way, Eli Bray is gaining about 100th or 200ths every lap.
Not to say anything about Eli Bright, but I don't think he's used to being up this far. I mean, in all fairness, before you say anything, he hasn't had the best of seasons so far for his standards.
That's true, but
hey, we partied before qualifying and it helped him, so I think I'm allowed to say that.
I feel like it was kind of the shorter tracks and the flatter tracks last season that Eli kind of had his better runs at. So maybe Martinsville could be one of his tracks in the future that we look to. Meanwhile, the battle for 6th is closing up between Jericho and Sierra. Sierra was gaining back on Jericho, but the 18 got back away from him.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see. You think Sierra's playing his own little race with, Jericho there instead of going for the race win? He just kind of wants to finish ahead of him?
You would think so, right? But also, Sierra was in a position like this last season where it was like, all right, maybe I could just get a few spots here and there. But then his pit crew and, crew chief played the perfect strategy and got him out in front and then was leading the race after he was nowhere near the front for the first half of the race. So Brett Sierra could be looking to do possibly that same type of strategy here this season. We'll see if that is the type of strategy to work out here.
True. I mean, no one's going to think this team's going to go for the same thing twice in a row. Who would do that?
Brett Sierra, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Could be him. At the front, Eli is still just chipping into it. It's not a lot of her lap because we've mentioned how close the times are when you run here at Martinsville, but he's just chipping into Zidell's lead. His car is definitely just a bit faster. There went another 100th that lap, and when we catch lap traffic, he'll gain even faster. So Eli Bright is praying that Zidell catches the guys at the back of the field in a fast manner.
The one thing I always liked about when we catch lap traffic is being the second car, but yet being close to the leader, because one, the leader paves the way for you. I mean, the leader does all the work. You just kind of follow suit and say, thank you for this spot. Yeah, exactly. That's what he does. And at the same time, you're also catching up to him. So if you have the opportunity to use a lap car as a pick or, make a dive to the inside, going into a corner or coming out of it, you can take it and easily. You got the lead. But then again, you're the one parting the seat for the dude you just passed.
Exactly. So you have to hope that if you pass that number 24, that other maybe lap cars get back underneath the 24, and you then get some gap and some distance between. But you could also, the front two could get held up, and then third and fourth could be there, and then the guy in third could maybe be in the best position in that. So that's the beauty of lap traffic.
Yeah, then it's a 4-car race, and now you got a lot more pressure on you than you did if you were just racing one guy.
Yep, and Eli has gotten the lead down to 0.4 of a second. It was up over half a second, about 10 or so laps to go, but Eli methodically working into that lead of the number 24 Zidell and gaining just chunk after chunk. It's little chunks, but he is gaining, and he's definitely putting pressure on Zidell. Zidell might be feeling it. Down another 100th for Eli Bright, and lap traffic is up ahead, and some of them are racing.
I feel like you said, these first 3 cars are a little faster than the rest of them here, so it's taken the leaders a lot longer than I expected for them to catch up these lap traffic cars here, but as they're starting to race here, ooh, that was close.
Yeah, I think Mathis was a little disappointed with his qualifying, and he might be taking out some anger on Justin Atkins. Poor old rookie Atkins also did not have a great qualifying result. Now, he's at the back, and obviously Jordan Stout probably a little bit ticked at Mitch Corbett. Hopefully, Corbett doesn't, catch up in lap this 6, because we could see some retaliation by a lap car.
Still trying to think of how those two didn't touch. I mean, that was very close. And, I mean, this racing is going to allow that 24 and 8 to catch up pretty quick here.
In fact, Eli, the last few laps, actually lost some time to Zidell, so maybe trying to cool down his stuff and maybe save for one last run as we get towards the pit stops. Up ahead, before these leaders catch lap traffic, Trey, let's do our lunch chat now, right? But before it gets too interesting.
Yeah.
So, last week, I guess 2 weeks ago it was.
Wait, whoa.
Yeah.
Last week?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, the question was, should the finale rotate to different tracks? Trey, you said no, you like Atlanta being the finale, and it was a close battle between the 3 options. 42% said yes, the finale should rotate, 35% said no, and 21% said, I'm not sure.
Well, I'm going to count the I'm not sure as it should stay.
Okay.
Don't double guess yourself, you know? Don't second guess yourself, so I win.
Okay, so we'll see how you do this week with our lunch chat. In the Winston Cup Series, there are 4 short tracks that we visit. Martinsville once, Bristol once, North Wilkesboro once, Richmond twice. Should there be more than just those 6 short track races, Trey?
I mean, it wouldn't be a bad thing, but at the same time, I'm like, well, we already have those. We have road courses, which in a way are kind of the same aspect of short tracks with the heavy braking, so you get the same type of moves and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So, I'm going to say no. I the amount we have.
All right, so we did move down a Martinsville race from last season as well. So
does that not say something? I mean, does that not say something too?
I guess, but also that got replaced by the newly built Kansas Speedway, which needed something to leave on the schedule for moves to be made.
Yeah, I say we'll see how the new track goes, and then we answer this question.
All right, so way later into the season, once we get to the final 5 or so races, we'll revisit that.
Yeah, that works with me.
All right, well, as perfect time to finish up, because now the leaders are at the tail end of the pack. Stout and Atkins, and Justin Zidell has a mirror full of Eli Bright. These two first and second. Zidell's led every lap so far from pole position, but Eli Bright is looking to try and get it done in that number 8. And the more that these guys get held up by the 6 and the 29 the others, the more the 17 the 2 can close in and make it a 4-car race.
Now the real question is, do these lap cars move out of the way for the leaders here, or do they mind their own race?
Well, Trey, considering it's a Roush car, a Richard Childress car, and a Joe Gibbs car, they're the first 3, I don't see any way that they move out of the way.
Oh, jeez. That's tough. Look how close Eli's caught up now. He's all over the back of Zidell.
He is, and I think
look at the 17 to the 2 as well. They're catching as well.
I think Justin messed up 1 and 2 right there, and Eli gained big time. And I think now Eli is seeing that, hey, he's a little bit weak in front of me. I can try and get him. He's over the back of Justin Zidell entering turn 1.
And he's also seeing the 17 and, Fitzwater behind him getting bigger. So he goes, I want to make my move real quick here so I don't got to deal with those 2.
Yeah, those 2 are going to be within a second this next lap if these 2 do not move. Now, Eli's kind of messing up because he's pushing hard.
Is he messing up, or is he trying to get a good exit off?
You got to wonder, but
that didn't work that time.
Yeah, it didn't work. So, if it was a planned move, don't do it again, Eli, because the 17 the 2 will be there to pounce the next time that happens.
Oh, wow, this got real. I mean, even the guys behind them are catching.
Yeah, Rando, Jericho, Sierra, and all these other could be there. Oh
my
Sierra with a
goodness.
dive. seeing that the 18 got up out of the groove, and now Brett Sierra's trying to get to 6th place by Jericho. These two first, 2 in points, and now Sierra's out on top over the 18. But at the front, Zeidel still can't find a way around Jordan Stout, and it's hurting because now there's 4 cars in a line, and Justin Zeidel's the leader of them, and now they might be side by side in front of the 24.
Now think about this: the more cars that get added onto the back of that 8 car is going to add on more pressure for someone in this lead group right here. I guess you can call it the lead group. I don't even know what you would call it, considering everyone's still in the lead lap. But you know, it's going to put more pressure on someone there to make a move.
And right now, with the 20 of Mathews Wells up top, this could be a break for Justin Zeidel. If he can get by the 20, and then Wells falls in line between the 24 and the 8, there's now a gap building. So Zeidel really needs to lap this 20, and then hope the 8 is not close enough to also move in. But it looks like Eli got a nice run as the 24 got side by side with the 20.
Yeah, he's still not there.
He couldn't even lap the 20 of Wells, and now look at this. Burnett and Fitzwater are right there. Eli Bright's there, and Wells is taking a defensive line, trying to keep himself on the lead lap.
I thought oh no!
Zeidel up the track, Eli Bright to the inside for the lead. Can the 24 get the runoff?
He's gonna get it.
Oh my gosh. But
I like this.
Yeah, Eli's still there though. He's right close. Burnett and Fitzwater also close in 3rd and 4th, and Rando could still be there by pit stops.
Oh, they kind of lost some time to the lap cars here, but that could either hurt them or not hurt them. I don't know. We're not going to know till we catch back up to them. But this is going to use up their stuff, Joe. So the longer these guys try to push past these lap cars, the looser these cars are going to get. And the more opportunities for either drivers to miss a corner or another driver to take advantage of it is going to arise.
And while we were looking at this battle, Lathan Strickland for Dale Earnhardt Corporation moved himself up inside the top 10, getting by Zachary DeLello. So that's 2 of the 3 DEI cars right now inside the top 10. One of them's trying to get to the race lead. Fitzwater now looking at 3rd on Matthew Burnett, but couldn't get to the inside. But the 2 showing once again that his braking ability a lot better than the cars around him, and he could possibly get one of these guys under braking at some point.
With all these guys so close to each other, this is where the undercut is going to play a huge role. I mean, if you're this close to the guy in front of you and you undercut them, you can gain quite a bit of time.
We have a battle for 3rd. Fitzy's going to get to 3rd. Eli's on the back bumper of Zeidel for the lead. Fitzwater outbreaks Burnett to get to P3. Burnett's now down 4th, and look at who's joining the party.
Look at oh my goodness, 4 cars joining the party.
And Eli Bright's looking low on Zeidel for the lead again.
I don't think Zeidel's going to get the run. He's not going to get the run this time. Eli's to the inside, going down in the 1.
45 laps to go. Zeidel's led every lap so far today, but he might not lead this next one because Eli Bright is out in front of the Budweiser number 8. Can Fitzwater get to 2nd, or can Zeidel try and keep it? Fitzy's looking to try and get down low to follow the other beer car through.
Well, we were talking about the battle of the beers, and how about a battle for 1st?
Yeah, battle of the beers in 1st. I think that's what all the beer companies want, right? Well, Fitzwater's up to 2nd now, so he's going to be the one to try and catch Eli Bright and get by him.
I was so impressed we haven't passed a single lap car yet.
Yeah, I cannot believe that no one has found a way by, but I still think that the big play in all this is that it's big teams, right? It's not like it's, you know, the 26 or the 96. It's the 6, the 29, the 20. Drivers you could see run inside the top 10 on their good days. Now that they're at the back, they're still showing some pace, and it's really hurting these guys. Look at all, there's 8 cars in the line.
What really is hurting it is that the last 2 lap cars cannot get side by side. That's what's happening. The 2nd and 3rd lap.
That's a tongue twister, Trey.
You know what I'm talking about. These 2 right here that are side by side, they're the other ones getting, too wide. So if it ends up being the last 2 cars that are too wide, that could definitely open up the door for the leaders to get by them. But they just cannot seem to do that. Oh, never mind. Look what I was talking about.
Yeah, Eli's trying to get by Mathews Wells now. He wants to put a car in between he and Fitzwater. We were looking.
Got it, I think.
Yeah, he's going to, I think, clear that 20. So now if you're Fitzwater, do you think about pitting now? Because now there's a lap car in between these guys. Or maybe he can still get underneath Wells. Who knows?
I mean, we're just about out the window, like you said, right? You said 60 to 70?
Yep, 60 to 70.
So, I mean, we're at the window. How big of an undercut do you want to do? Do you want to risk it? Or, I mean, I guess you wouldn't really risk it, but I don't know. That's a tough question.
Meanwhile, Sierra is up inside the top 5 getting by Jay Rando. Zeidel is still looking at Fitzwater, now stuck behind Mathews Wells, and Fitzwater trying to use his outbraking abilities to get by this lap car. Matthew Burnett's trying to get to P3 off Zeidel, but Justin, with a great runoff, is keeping that spot for now, but that 24 definitely hurting. I think he maybe wore the rear tires off the car, trying to keep in front of the 8.
Yeah, I think he's definitely losing time right here, and it's going to be a matter of time till the 17 kind of dives into the inside, but Maybe the 17 might have used up his stuff as well, trying to follow the 22 up to this group of front cars here. I don't know.
It could be. Now Jericho's looking at Jay Randall for 6th place. He sees his championship rival get a few cars in front of him. Jericho washes up the hill. Corbett, oh, I thought he was going to take a swipe at him and kind of missed the corner. We have cars pitting, though.
There's a lot of cars that almost tapped the wall.
And look at the 8 stayed out, but Fitzwater from 2nd, Zidell from 3rd. They all come in. So now if you're Eli Bright, you kind of have to pit this next lap, do you not?
Does he pit those? The real question. What do they have? Ooh. Oh my goodness, Mathis.
Yeah, Wells missed that corner. I think Eli's going to be
coming
in.
There he is. Yep. So look at that, Joe. You could be a crew chief.
I guess I could be. Jericho's coming in. Does anyone dare stay out and catch a yellow? Yep.
Well, there's 2 of them.
Noah Clifton, who has a lot of damage, and Luke Rainey. They need a yellow flag once they get by these guys to try and keep them a lap down. Clifton leads. Luke Rainey now 2nd in that number 88. We'll have to see how the 24 and the 2 fare on pit road as well. Where does Fitzwater come out? Where does Zidell come out? We have a lot of cars trying to play that strategy. There goes Fitzwater, leaving right in front of Eli Bright, who's coming in.
He's going to get... I'll be curious to see how big of a gap he ends up getting. If he does get a gap at all, you never know.
Matthew Burnett, a little bit slow on pit road. And here's the issue. Oh, yeah, that's the issue you were talking about. And those 2 have had some bad blood in the past, so...
and they were replacement drivers. I mean, yeah. Tim Gary was the replacement driver for Brett.
It almost happened again between those 2. At the front, Eli Bright is going to leave, but Fitzwater is there, and he has his tires up to temp, so can Fitzwater try to attack on Eli right here?
If Fitzwater cannot get past Eli right here, the undercut was... he might
It's so close! Oh, he's going to outbreak him! Down to the inside for Fitzwater into turn 1. And Fitzwater is by Eli Bright.
Now watch these lap cars coming out of this pit right here. Is it going to hurt him? Oh, he can't get there yet.
He's trying to. He needs to get by this 43. Put a car between he and the 8 because Eli looks faster than the 2 last run. We'll have to see Fitzwater out in front. He's still not the leader because Roger Ray's still out there. They're going to pass the 55, and now the 2 should be the leader. Eli Bright washed up the track. He's in 2nd. And look at all the lap traffic they're in now.
Now this... Oh, Tim's going to get there. Tim did not give him any space.
And that's going to really hurt Eli. Because now, look at the 2. He's long gone to the distance. Fitzwater leads this race, and he's outbreaking lap cars.
All he needed was a fresh set of tires, and he was ready to go.
Can Eli still fight with Tim? Still side by side with him. Still can't clear him. He's pulling him on the straightaway, but can't get by him.
I mean, Tim does not have to give up his spot. No. There's no rule saying that Tim needs to give up his spot, and he knows that very well, and he's not giving an inch.
Yeah,
I don't expect any future rides from DEI with for Tim Gary here in the future. Just gonna throw that out.
And Eli's showing the pace of that 8 car. He's hanging with the 10 on the top.
That's just got to be... I mean, he's using up a lot of his tires, too. Finally, Tim's going to clear himself, but... at what cost? No, he's not. Eli's still going to go up top.
And look at the 200 cars.
That's going to open up more room for the bottom.
Eli... Oh, look at... Oh!
Well, that's what he needed.
There was some aggression behind that move, I think. He went in there with a purpose. Meanwhile, almost 3 wide with 2 teammates. Zidell and Sierra go out for 3rd place. Brett wants 3rd. He wants to get away from Chris Jericho, moved up to the top 5 in the 18. Jay Brando's down in 6th. Corbett is now 7th. 8th place for Brett. He really fell on the pit stops. 9th is now Nathan Baird. What a good run for him. And Lathan Strickland now inside the top 10, the 15.
Essentially, it's a 2-second gap from 1st to 2nd at the moment. And, I mean, Eli dropped about a 10th. That lap right there, he dropped about a 10th. So, I mean, he's got some gap in between him and the 43 right now, and that's only 2 cars away from Fitzwater. I would not count Eli out of this quite yet.
Yeah, you also have to look in front of Fitzwater, right? You have the Roush car, which is a big, obstacle to try and climb your Fitzwater, Keyshawn Richardson. But then a few cars up ahead, Eli's teammate, Anthony Hernandez, and I think if there's one person that would love to make Fitzwater lose this race, it would be Anthony Hernandez, right?
I would not disagree.
Well,
he dropped another 10th, though.
Yeah. He lost that time. But 27 to go. There's still time for Eli, right? If the 99's catching up to the 21, so if the 99 can't get by the 21 and the 1, then it might just slow Fitzwater up, and then Fitzwater might be stuck. Also have to remember, Eli pitted a lap later than Fitzwater. I know it might be a moot point because the 8 was on the outside, probably using up his stuff, trying to get by that number 10 of Tim Gary, but that could be something to watch out for, and I think Fitzwater doing a good job right now, just maintain that lead. He gained a few more hundredths that last lap.
Eli really doesn't have any pressure behind him from other cars that have a chance to pass him for position. I mean, they're all in their own battle themselves. What, 4 or 5 cars right here are all battling for third place at the moment. So Eli's kind of in an island of his own right now. I mean, really the only battle we could be looking at right now is a battle for third, considering first and second are just kind of gapped.
Yeah, Zidell, Sierra, Randall, that's third, fourth, fifth. Jericho and sixth is kind of lost in ground to them. Corvette is seventh. They have lap cars all throughout this pack trade. There are a bunch of big names that are 1 lap down in this one. As you look, you see the 71's a lap down, the 6, the 5, Keegan Thompson with a bad day. Atkins and Beal on a lap down. Mathis Wells along with the 40 of Colin Teague, the 26 of Lawrence. Tim Garrett, Bertrand Crown Jr., and Samet Oskin leaves us 30 cars on the lead lap. Keyshawn Richardson, the last of them in the 99 car. See, Fitzwater actually losing ground to the 99.
Yeah, he lost. What was that, 1/100th? Oh, that was a bigger
10th.
drop right
yeah,
there.
Yeah, that was a 10th, Trey.
I'm surprised. I mean, there's gap in between him and Keyshawn, so I don't know where he's losing the time at. I wouldn't think 1 lap tire difference would make it that big of a difference. But also, like you said, Eli did battle on the top side, so if I were to guess, these tires might be at the same amount of wear right now.
They could be, and I think that's why they're kind of. It's kind of like a yo-yo back and forth with the gap. Eli gains a few there, but loses a few there. And Fitzwater really, the only thing he has to hope for is that he doesn't get up into this thick lap traffic and gets halted, because I think those guys are running slower than the 2 and the 8 both. So if he got up into that mess, it would probably hurt him. I think Eli also being hurt because he's catching the 43 and the 44 a little bit.
Yeah, if Eli can get up to the back of those guys, I wouldn't think that it'd be such a big problem getting past those two, but at the same time, I'm not quite sure.
We'll have to see. 20 laps to go at Martinsville. They'll go by in a hurry. So, keep your eyes open, because you blink and we could be down to 10 to go. That's just
I just remembered. I got that bet with Fitzwater.
Yeah, well, he's in prime position right now, Trey.
I forgot about that. I just remembered that. Wow.
And also, there's history riding on the line if Fitzwater can get it done, because we last race at Atlanta, we tied the record for 8 different winners to start the season. If Fitzwater wins, we make it 9 for 9, and we break the tie with 1991 for the most different winners to start out a season.
Wouldn't it be the front 3?
Yeah,
4?
front 3 have not yet won this season.
Brett won this. No, yes, yeah, he won the. Okay, yeah, I'm Joe. It's been a long season already, and we're only not that far into it.
I mean, you think about 4 of the top 5 have not yet won this season, so it's looking likely we're going to leave with 9 different winners.
Hey, don't jinx it. We could have the top 4 blow an engine, and then we'd be all pointing fingers at you.
You could, but you know what? That would be more drama, and I think that's what we need. But Fitzwater has lost some ground to Eli Brenton. Is also losing ground to the 44 and the 43 back behind him.
So that could put pressure on him, and then if Fitzwater gets caught outside, that could be pretty much a game over. I mean, once you get caught on the outside, and those guys on the bottom have a lot more speed than you, it's just pretty much like a freight train on your inside. It's not fun. I mean, it's down to 1 second, 1.3 seconds.
1 1/3.
Yeah, 1 1/3. I was trying to combine the two. Joe, I'm having a hard time. This is why we don't take breaks.
Yeah. Well, luckily we have a few more races before the next break, so we can get back into the groove right before the next break.
Oh, this might slow it up even more.
Yeah, and also it's Hernandez that's on the outside right. If he gets side by side with Fitzwater, I don't think he's yielding.
I don't know. Is that damage going to hurt him any, though?
We'll see. It's down under 1.3 seconds between the 2 and the 8. Hernandez trying to fight ahead of Keyshawn Richardson. Keyshawn's going to duck back in line, only slowing Fitzwater up even more.
Oh, I thought Fitzwater was going to attempt to dive down there.
I think that would have been his chance, honestly, to do it right then.
Is it going to drop any more right here after that little incident?
Oh
my goodness. 2 tenths.
13 to go. A second between the front 2, Fitzwater and Eli Bright. If he keeps getting held up like this, Eli's going to be there. And then, the big thing for Eli, these lap cars in between the 2 and the 8.
He's still not close enough to make a move yet.
Down to a second.
It almost looks like the 43 is losing time to the 44.
Yeah, and the 44 is gaining on the 2, and you have to know, do you want to get back and lead that bad if you're Osgood, that you would ruin Fitzwater's chances possibly at a win?
I mean, I don't get paid to let other drivers win and help them. You gotta think of it that. You gotta think of your own team, Joe. That's the thing.
The gap stayed constant that time with 11 to go. Just about a second between Zachary Fitzwater Sr. and Eli Bright. 2 Petty Enterprises cars in between them. And it's the battle of the beer. Fitzwater a little bit wide.
Wide. Oh, watch the wall.
And
this is a chance for the 44.
Yeah, Oskin got close, but not close enough. But Eli is now under 9/10 of a second back.
Now, Fitz, you cannot make that mistake again with the 44 this close.
Trey?
I thought he did it again. I thought he did it again.
That was as close to the mistake that you could have made. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, I wonder what's going on in 3 now that's causing Fitzwater to... I don't know if he's maybe wheel hopping under braking. I don't know what could be happening.
Yeah, obviously those tires could be taking a beating as well. This was around the time of the run last, the last run, where the tires were starting to wear out and it was harder to, accelerate under braking.
He's losing time to the 99 of Keyshawn Richardson.
Oh, the 99.
Keyshawn went wide.
Yeah, and the 2 is going to stay in behind him, so that's going to also cost him some time. But Eli fell back the last few laps, so Fitzwater really his only goal is to stay between the 99 and the 44. Don't let the 44 get inside, and don't let anything crazy happen in front of you.
All right. It might be these guys, maybe misjudging the braking zones.
It could be, right? And obviously the later you get into this race, the harder you want to push into the braking zone, especially if you're the front 2.
Yeah, but at the same time, the harder you push with the braking zones, with the worn tires, it's only going to make you miss your line more. And I think that's what we saw with Fitzwater there. Saw with Keyshawn Richardson a couple laps ago. And I don't know, it's just going to be whoever can manage their stuff more.
Well, we have 5 laps to go at Martinsville. Jay Randos has gone up to 3rd by the number 24, Justin Zeidel. So Rando, the last time we went here, won here. He's looking to set a top 3 result here at Martinsville. Fitzwater still trying to stay ahead of the 2 lap cars that separate him and Eli Bright, and so far doing a decent job at it. It's a second between the front 2 with now 4 laps to go. Eli closing by half a tenth, but it's not close enough to get to Fitzwater.
Win or lose for Eli Bright here, this is I truly believe this is what he needed to kickstart, a better season for him. Like we said, he really hasn't had the best season he's been looking for, so maybe this is what he needs to, start getting consistent, top 10 runs.
It could be for sure. We now have 3 laps to go.
Oh, he go wide again.
He went wide again, but Oskin can't get to the inside, and Oskin may be just trying to stay behind him, right? He doesn't want to maybe mess with Fitzwater's whole thing he has going on here.
Maybe that, or he just can't get the run off of or on corner exit that he's looking for, especially when Fitzwater makes that mistake. It looks like Eli might be slowly catching up to that 43, but he also can't get the corner exit run he's looking for.
And it's going to be too little too late unless Fitzwater has a major mistake, because we're coming to the white flag in the Old Dominion 500.
Oh, wide again!
He went wide again. Former F1 champion Zach Fitzwater Sr. takes the white flag at Martinsville. We have 1 lap to go. In race number 9 of the season, Fitzwater out in front of Eli Bright. Those 2 traded the position after pit stops, with Fitzwater coming out on top. And now he enters turns 3 and 4. The move to NASCAR stock cars pays off for Zachary Fitzwater Sr., who wins his first ever race at Martinsville.
What can't this guy win in, Joe?
I don't think we know.
I mean, what can he not drive that he cannot finish first in? It's insane what this guy can do. And I guess send me an email. What charity you want me to donate to of your choosing, Fitzwater, and we'll make it happen.
Yeah, Zach Fitzwater Sr. He won that bet with you. He
did.
He had the aggression to win it today too. I mean, him out braking under those fresh tires, that's what won him here today over Eli. I
said if he can talk the talk, make sure he can walk the walk, and he made me put my money where my mouth was. So,
yeah.
Hey, I'm a man of my word. I'll be waiting for the email, Fitzwater. I'll be waiting for the email.
Yeah, he walked the walk for sure here today in front of a packed crowd at Martinsville. Zachary Fitzwater Sr., the winner here over Eli Bright. Second place, close, but not enough for Eli, but a good points day, and as you mentioned, could be a good momentum booster for him throughout the rest of the season. Jay Brando below the top 35 in points, but a really good run to starting inside the top 5. Winner here last time we came here, 3rd place, so Rando definitely knows how to get around Martinsville. Justin Zeidel in 4th place, probably his best run of the season so far. And Brett Sierra, top 5, will gain some slight points on Chris Jericho for the points lead. Jericho right behind him in 6th place. Mitch Corbett, Matthew Burnett, and then how about Nathan Barrett? He's only made half the starts this season. 9th place for him. And Lathan Strickland, another top 10 for DEI. Caden Lynn did not start well here today. 11th place for him. Luke Rainey staying out longer, paid off for him. 12th place. Ronald Kennington fell at the end of 13th. Riley Spurtuman and Zachary Dolello complete the top 15. Kukulan, Ray, Clifton, Evans, and Yepez all finish inside the top 20. And then down below, a lot of these cars just on the tail end of the lead lap. We had 30 cars finish on the lead lap. Last of them, Keyshawn Richardson, Anthony Hernandez, and Jacob Boyd. A lot of cars one lap down. Some big names down here like Tim Gary, Mathis Wells, Justin Atkins, number 5 of Keegan Thompson, the 6 of Jordan Stout, and obviously Jamie Stewart Jr. also down here. Jack Haas out of the race from the early crash here at Martinsville. The points, not much changing at the top. Chris Jericho still on top over Brett Sierra. Obviously, Sierra does gain just a few points on Chris Jericho, but it's not enough to make that big of a difference. So, Trey, what a battle we saw here at Martinsville between Zach Fitzwater Sr. and Eli Bright.
I like this track.
Do you?
Yeah. I mean, I was never a big short track guy, but the battles and the strategy is what makes it better.
It is, and
and tempers. You can't forget that.
I also think it's a different beast when you're down the car, you can't pass, maybe you're a little bit aggravated. But when you're up here, you're watching, everything unfold. I think it looks a lot better.
I don't miss the stress, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I'm sure you don't. But you know what? You talk about stress. This next track will create a lot of stress for a lot of drivers. We go to Dover for the MBNA Platinum 400, but Trey, there's not enough pit stalls for 42 cars. So we minimize the amount of cars that can make it. That means less of the drivers outside the top 35 points can make it into Dover.
I guess can't wait for qualifying.
Yeah, qualifying is going to be something for those open cars as they look to try and get one of the few spots available at the Dover International Speedway. Tune in next week for that on JRTV. For Trey Bardo, I'm Joe Rakowski. Congratulations to Zach Fitzwater Sr. winning his first ever NASCAR Winston Cup Series race. We'll see you next week from the Dover International Speedway.